We are live on the Las Vegas Strip, right in the shadow of Mandalay Bay. Producer Jim Dallas, co-host Brian Ichikawa at the RatePro.com. In studio, we have IInsureForYou.com with Don Fissler, who's being a common guest on our show. We just met and we're talking on Monday. We are going to talk a little bit about, in the second and third segments, a little bit about trust. So many deals that we have, people have trust. I would say, what do you think, Brian? At least 50% of people have it.
Yep.
Then we're finding out they're not transferring the property. And sure, if nothing happens, it's not a big deal. But when they do have a claim, there's some issues. And I've actually had a deal last year. But we're going to be talking more about that. And there we want to appreciate our partner, Ticor Title. We closed a few deals with them, got some in escrow right now. I appreciate Jeremy Wallace being on. I will tell you, if you want to have great communication, get paid quick, and have everything go well, I would recommend Ticor Title. And then we're going to have our marketing company. We're talking about AI, Brian. You know, we know people that are doing AI ads all the time. Is there a connection? Everybody's trying to get the better edge. We're going to talk to our marketing company, the things that we are going to try to be doing to always be improving in the second segment. We always talk a little bit about sports and try to tie it into Vegas. I got something I am it could not be more excited about, Jim.
Yeah.
Listen to this, guys. We know that the NBA has been awarded, right? They're coming here to Las Vegas.
It's not official yet, but it's unofficially official.
It's official. It's coming. They haven't named the team, but we have people doing it.
It's coming. Yeah.
So we're sitting at Kemp Broadcasting. We're directly across the street from Mandalay Bay. Like if we were going to go to Mandalay, we would walk. We're right here by JSX Jets. There is the new rendering in there, right? So we know that Foley's group wants to spend $300 million and go to T-Mobile Arena. There's talks of another organization that want to build down by the Resorts World. Well, the renderings are in the office. Look this up online. Las Vegas Diamond Arena. It is directly across the street, as I said, if you're going to drive to JSX Jets. So the owner of the radio station, Kemp Broadcasting, owns the whole pavilion. He has made a deal with a company right now. You can go online at LasVegasDiamondArena.com. We would have the radio station inside the arena. And all the stations, we're talking about AM 670, KMZQ, what are the other stations?
And you got Hot 97.5.
Hot 97.
And 106.9, The Bomb.
Well, I would hope that I'd still be involved in the station. I'm a co-host with Kevin Wall, guest with you guys on Thursdays. Been with you guys a while. I'm on the air 16 hours a week with the shows and with commercials. And that'd be pretty cool. While I think it'd be kind of an exciting venue, wouldn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the radio stations would probably be in an area where people could walk by.
Yes.
Kind of like what we have here in the lobby.
Yep.
Because you can see us in the studio here with the glass.
And I'm sure they'd make a deal somehow to either broadcast it, buy one of the other sports, or rebrand one of the existing to actually do it. But, 21,000 seat. They're looking to be able to do medium market concerts, right? When, George Strait, he's going to go to Allegiant and things, but, somebody can fill a 21-seat arena. It looks gorgeous. It is so close. You can actually go to a daytime baseball game. You don't need an Uber. You walk 10 minutes down the street. You're at the NBA stadium on the same day. We're looking at the MGM. I just posted a reel on my Instagram. The reason I think it's exciting because MGM would love it, wouldn't they, guys?
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to pass all MGM properties. Got Mandalay, Luxor, New York,
right?
MGM, everything's there. So while they may like it there, I think they may even like this even a little bit better because people drift from one. They would walk through Mandalay, get on the escalator, Luxor, dropping nickels and slots all the way along the way, sticking within those properties. But I also like that you can exit to the airport quickly. And we know this is planning on happening very quickly. They're talking like crazy. The Shelley Berkeley is meeting the Adam Silverstone, the NBA commissioner, tomorrow on Zoom to try to bring it downtown. The chances of that happening are pretty slim. What is another likely one, though, is the Resorts World. But I like this one here because I like the idea of the station being in some a cool station, regardless of whether it happens or not.
Right.
I love our location as it is.
They have been trying to put an arena on the north side of the Strip for some time. That old Wet and Wild spot, which is right next to the Sahara
on Diamond
and Fontainebleau.
Desert Inn, when you go over that underpass, that big open parking lot between Resorts World, Fontainebleau, Sahara, they are struggling with traffic count. if you put it down there for the city, that's probably the best location. Why? It ties into
city.
downtown for the city, right? Clark?
Yeah.
For the Vegas. It's going to help those floundering places down there. Remember, they're not just going to do NBA. They're going to be filling other concerts and different entertainment venues there. Either way, it's exciting for the city. And by the way, I don't care that much about the NBA. I just care about it for the city. It's a diamond in our cap to have it. What do you think, Brian?
Oh, well, I don't care about it either.
But you know, even if they did build a stadium or down there, you can still build this here because you're still going to have concerts and other ways to fill this 21,000-seat arena.
Yep. Either way, we just had the Final Four this weekend. It was in Indianapolis, and we just announced that it will be played here in, 28. It'll be here, the Final Four. They said it should bring in about $700 million for the city because you got they play on a Saturday night, they play on the Monday. Remember, the traveling teams, they're going to get here a few days early. Everybody's going to stay. They're going to stay through Monday. It's a pretty good drop, almost similar dollar amount to, they say, the Super Bowl, which is in that 700 to $1 billion range. You hear that, so that's kind of exciting, all that basketball stuff. But that.
Las Vegas has become a sports town now, and they wanted us to diversify. They have been talking about that for 20 years, and it's finally happening.
So what are we lacking if we don't if far as sports?
There isn't too much. We have soccer, World League Soccer. Supposedly has been awarded, but nothing's been built on it. But
we'll have all four of the major league sports.
We even have rugby come here.
Rugby,
we know about
soccer.
Formula One. We've got NHR's here twice a year.
Formula One,
NASCAR's here twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the crown jewels of motorsports are playing here. So
we know horse racing track.
That's what we need next.
That is what we're missing. We certainly have NHR, or we have the rodeo, and we have PBR.
I miss Bonnie Springs.
We miss Bonnie Springs.
Bonnie Springs was great. I went horseback riding out there.
So I used to take the boys out there. They used to have a real train, like a real locomotive train, small. You climb on it. I don't know if it was diesel or steam, but it was fun. And you pay for it. You could feed the animals out there. They had a little bar. You could have a beer and go to the garden. But the funnest thing we ever did was Bonnie Screams, not Springs, outdoor saloon. And they had this guy's like 6'7". He looked like the guy from not Halloween. Yeah, the Halloween guy. He'd follow you around. It was the scariest.
The guy with the hockey mask.
The hockey
Mike Myers.
It was so fun because it was real. It wasn't like going to circus, something indoors. It was out in the woods, right? It was out in the mountains. I hate that it's gone. I totally love it.
I really miss it.
Totally miss it. We're running up on this break. We're going to do a little bit short. When we come back, we are going to be talking about marketing. We're talking about a national company, Jane Rothe and Amy Borh, who actually handles all of our marketing and our pages. Talk a little bit about real estate, the new numbers, stock market, and everything that may affect you in the next month coming up for sales. This is the Richard Husel Real Estate Hour. We are back on the Richard Husel Real Estate Show. We've got my co-host, Brian Ichikawa with TheRatePro.com. We have Jane Rothe. That's the name of the marketing company that we use. Started using them a few years ago. You know, my business took off. I was doing okay, and I joined another company that kind of took over marketing. What you did is start planning things in advance and doing automated mailers and things. And all of a sudden, I got my first my ultra luxury listing and sold it. Right, it was a big high dollar amount, 8 times the average market price, and I wouldn't have got it had I not used this company. Well, at one point it was going well, and then it wasn't. I got recommended to Amy, who's on the phone with us, and she's taken over things and really has helped us improve. Thank you. You've been on the show with us before, Amy. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
I met you in person when I got my California license. I flew to Sacramento to take my test. California, I have a license in Oregon, California, and here in California they make you go to the actual testing place and do it. So I decided to fly to Sacramento and met you. You are a national company. I've recommended you to other people. Tell us about your who you are and what you actually do.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, we appreciate the plug, and it was nice to meet you in person. We don't, like you said, we don't get to meet a lot of our clients in person. I'm local in Sacramento, but we do have clients all throughout the United States. And we do brand marketing for real estate agents, and we help agents grow and expand their business through the relationships that they have. A lot of the marketing that we do is to their sphere of influence, which is their lowest hanging fruit, which is always the people that are going to use their business already know, like, and trust them. So we have a multiple touch strategy of marketing, and you know this as well. We market in multiple places: email, social media, online, direct mail, on the internet, right? Listing, post-close, and a bunch of stuff in between, and help consult our agents on how to grow their business.
Very good. You know, Brian, my co-host, Ichikawa, and you put him into a lot of our ads and things. He started using some AI. He's big on AI, and that's one of the questions we're going to ask you. You know, I see ads, and AI is getting so much better, but, you know, sometimes you look at an ad, you're like, is that actually AI? Is that an actual real person? How are you interacting? You know, I just started using, Brian's the one that actually turned me on to ChatGTP. I started using it in the summer. I just signed up for the ChatGTP Plus. What do you do? How are you interacting it to where it looks like real ads and doing it? How are you integrating into your marketing for agents?
Yeah, sure. So I love AI. I mean, I think people either love it or hate it, or maybe they're in between. AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, right? So I take the stance of just try to use AI to the best of your ability and make your business more efficient, or however you want in your business. In our marketing specifically, we do some AI, maybe voiceovers and stuff like that, but we don't use actually a ton of AI-driven videos for our clients, and that's because the people that we're marketing to on the receiving end, in my opinion, want to see from the agent. So if we're going to shoot videos, if the agent's going to shoot videos, we really want them to shoot those videos and have that human connection. And I really do feel strongly about using AI in your business to help you more efficient, so much so that internally we're building an AI-driven software to help agents in their business. However, if you don't want AI to replace you in your business, you have to be really careful on how you use AI, because if you just use AI in everything that you do and you desensitize people to AI and they just get in the habit of speaking to AI and seeing you on videos of AI, then they're just that's going to be the new normal.
Well, I got Brian here, and at the beginning of the year, you know, everybody has New Year's resolutions. I remember the text Brian said, he goes, I'm going to start doing more video. Now, I don't love getting in front of it, but coincidentally, if you want to see some good product, look at my Instagram page, Richard Husel. I just use it under my name. You can see the things I post myself. I like a mix of personal, but the ads that you do, we're actually recording right now, and when we do the radio show, you actually mix it up, show some of the videos. You're actually able to use the audio and things. Video is pretty powerful, isn't it? Well, what would you recommend to agents? Should they be doing more video of themselves? I think I know that answer, but should they just get out, especially the agents that are uncomfortable like me? I'm like, I hate the way I look on here. I don't want to do it. But, you know, the reality, that's the way I look. I should actually probably be doing it, yes?
Yes. And I know, like, I always tell our clients, you're going to be your worst critic, right? People are not looking at your videos, and they're going to dissect every little piece about you the way that you do it. So if you can get over that and shoot the videos, yes, I absolutely think that people should shoot videos. Now, I'm not saying completely don't use AI videos at all. I'm just saying don't make AI videos your whole brand, right? I do think people should shoot videos. I don't think that they need to be overly produced. In fact, the videos that are doing the best, especially in today's world in 2026, where everything's so AI-driven and digital-driven, people want that authenticity. People want to see their people, and people follow you because they most likely know, like, and trust you already. So they want to hear from you. They want to see your face. Even if it's just you holding up your camera to the phone and talking into it, and it's just like 30 seconds, right? People really do engage with that type of content.
So what I like about what we do with you is you kind of put me on autopilot. You know, there's a saying that I got a few years back, and it's really true. It said the enemy of progress is perfection. Often I'll look at something and get critical, and next thing I'll wait. Like my radio ads, for example. I've had good ads, but they're stale. I've had them for a while. Jim and I, we just recorded one last week, right? I decided I'm doing it this week. I gave it to you when it's on. I may not be perfect, but I can redo it. So with you, you just put things on pilot. So maybe you're an agent listening. You're looking for somebody that can help you out with that. But also, I want you listening. If you know all the people that call us on the show know that we are always trying to do better marketing, get in front of you, get your house in front of more and more people, including our rentals, right? We're property managers. We've got houses all over. We're actually using it. You still believe in direct mail? We like it because we send things to a senior community. We're going to be talking about people that are in these 55 and over places that are specifically 65, 75. They like the mail. What do you think about direct mail still and not just the online?
Yeah, I love direct mail. I have this fight, quote unquote, fight with people all the time because people just don't understand the value about direct mail, but people also need to understand the psychology behind marketing, and each marketing piece does really have some psychology behind it. When you get a direct mail piece, you're touching it, you're looking at it, right? And especially if you get it from somebody that you know, you're going to pause a little bit more. That really ingrains in somebody's mind more than the digital space. If you think about it, the digital space we're so consumed with ads, pop-ups, we have 1,000 emails, all, social media, and we're scrolling all these videos, right? I'm not saying that obviously we're heavy in the digital space, so we market in the digital space, but direct mail, especially if you have an older demographic, sphere of influence who may be not on social media, they might not be on Instagram. I really do think that direct mail is not dead. It's a great piece. If you have the capital, I always suggest that people send direct mail pieces. Even if you think that it's going to go in the mail, I promise you it still has impact. We have
Don Fissler with IInsureForYou.com as our guest as well. We met on Monday to talk about marketing. I was actually showing her some of our pieces. Last year we were advertising in Siena and Sun City, and you actually did the post for us. I read a stat that over 65 years old, that the read rate is like 4 times what the younger generation. My son just picked up the mail on the way in. He throws it on the counter and leaves. Doesn't even look through it. But you get this little bit older generation that grew up with a real newspaper and stuff. They'll go through every page of it. They may toss it, but they'll still give it a real look. So that'd be good. We are actually working on more direct mail. We do a monthly mail out to what we call our sphere of influence. Anybody, Brian, that we have done a deal with, whether it's through financing and different things. Tell us the name of your business and you as well, so people know who we're talking to, especially if you're an agent or you want to know that you're getting the best marketing. Tell us about the name of your business. And by the way, I used to mispronounce it, so give it to us.
Our business is Jane Rothe. It's named after my grandma. It means a lot to me. I know people get tongue-tied about it. The last name is German. But I developed it after her name. She's no longer with us. So it's Jane Rothe Real Estate Marketing. You can find us online.
Now, we have a friend that's a dentist, and we referred him to you. You specifically, for certain marketing, do you only market for agents? Have you thought about maybe bringing in like lenders that are basically in the same field? Do you do any other marketing, co-branding? Have anybody asked you, or is it just specifically only real estate?
No, we absolutely have, and we actually just built out a system for insurance agents, independent insurance agents. So we do, and this is just relatively new, like a couple weeks ago new, so I can't even believe I'm saying it. But we just built out the system internally for that. We're not exactly ready to launch that, but we are going to expand into other businesses like mortgage lenders. We really just need to build out those systems because right now, internally, it is focused solely on real estate agents. We have tried to take on other, like you said, the referral of the dentist, and he wanted something very specific that I tried my hardest to research and get it, and we just didn't have the capacity to. But, we do try to fit into their needs. We have very specific things that we do, and we will try to alter that so not everybody fits in the same box, but sometimes the business is just not a perfect fit.
This is one of the questions, and this is something that Brian Ichikawa, in the morning that it actually came out. Brian, remember a few weeks ago you sent me about Compass. So Compass has a deal. So Brian's a lender. They made a deal with Rocket, right? The strategy, they're allies together. And part of it is that they are going to pre-market your house for 2 weeks before it goes to the MLS. And at first I was very nervous about it because it's about 500,000 agents to say it's 1.5 million real estate. I thought, wouldn't you rather be in front of the 2/3 of the people instead of the 1/3? And Brian's actually already dealing with it because they make a special deal for, 40 basis points.
If the buyer's agent is a Compass family, besides Century 21, ERA, Sotheby's, Christie's, and I think some other ones. But they get Coldwell Banker. They get an extra 40 basis points in pricing, not rate, pricing. So, but they get a little extra incentive if they use one of them as their buyer's agent.
So tell us about how the merger is affecting, because if people are hearing this, they don't follow the news like we do. How's it affecting you and your marketing right now? Are you dealing with anything related to that? Are agents calling you and stuff?
We've had a few, and I think the news of the merger and then this exclusive listing idea, I don't know if they fully launched it, is jarring, right? It's kind of scary. It almost seems like they're creating this monopoly for themselves, which, if you are not within their network, it feels a little scary. I'm a big proponent of agents need to focus on the things that they control, and this is unfortunately something that you just can't control. I'm not saying that ignore it. I think it's good to be aware of what is happening. But this really goes back to the foundation of everything that we do and focusing on the relationships. I think things like this that happen in the marketplace, agents who are not in their network really need to focus on their own marketing, on their own relationships, because I will tell you what, they're not going to be able to take your people if you have a really good relationship with them,
right.
If you have a really good experience like you do from A to Z, your experience is just you do so much, and you're marketing to them. So if you maintain that relationship, the likelihood is that they're going to continue to come back when they have that real estate need, and they're going to continue to do that despite what Compass is doing. But if you forget your people,
right,
they might have.
Well, we don't forget them because we have you to keep us in what we call a drip system. You're always watering your group and staying with them. And I wanted to come on and say you've really helped us a lot. We are growing, and we will absolutely have our best year yet. Maybe you're an agent, so if you're listening to this, you're like, I'm not an agent. Just know that we are marketing, that you're on the edge of doing the best with marketing, and continue to help us with that. We appreciate it. If you're an agent, you want to get a hold of you. Tell us your name again, how to get a hold of you, Jane. And Amy, I know you.
So my name
it's so easy to call you Jane.
Jane, it's okay. You can call me Jane, Amy, Jane, same thing, whatever. My name's Amy Borh, Jane Rothe Real Estate Marketing. You can find us at janerothe.io, and it's ROTHE.io, so JANROTHE.io. Or my email, amy@janerothe.io.
I got a compliment.
Shoot us an email and we can chat.
Sorry, I got a compliment very recently on my YouTube page, and I didn't realize, because you're basically taking things, but you're taking all our videos. Now, we're talking with IInsure4you.com. We're working on our podcasting. We're improving our cameras and things. You've got me a following on there, and I've had a lot of views, and you made a great page. So you take care of all that marketing. I appreciate being on. We're running up on a break, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.